So it is Wednesday, the 23rd, and I decided I'm going to actually do a video this time because I liked what the post talked about, and I just kind of want to go over and get engagement in this group. I will have you respond in the comments your answers to the questions and stuff like that. I'm going to share a screen real quick, and there we go. Perfect. So this is, and really for all of the group calls maybe, but at least for this one, it's what was suggested in our success group guide. So I will go ahead and answer those questions. And like I said, I'll actually, when I create the post for this video, I'll copy those questions again so that you can answer them as well. So what's been working for me? Honestly, tracking has really been working for me. I'm very surprised at I've stuck to it and how much it's helped me. My weight loss has been a little bit up and down, honestly. I got down at one point. I was at my lowest last week at like 152.2 or something. And that was after being at 159 just like 6 days earlier. So I was ecstatic with that. But then last Friday night, like I did Olive Garden for dinner, and I did pasta with mixed veggies and meat sauce, but it's still carbs for dinner. And it was a later dinner time than I would normally do because I'm done with dinner already. Dinner and done. I'm usually done eating 6:30ish. So eating around 7:30 or on is actually late for me. And then, I was away or out of town for the weekend, and like on Saturday when I met someone for lunch, like I ended up having a really great salad, but also I split dessert with her, and I did get a coffee drink. So like there were little things that I tracked them, but did cause my weight to bump up a little bit. Luckily though, within the past few days, I lost one of the days and actually stayed the same today. I had pizza for lunch, like I mentioned on Valerie's post. I cannot resist pepperoni pizza. And it's really the first time in, I want to say about 6 months or so since I've had pizza. So I did stick to the 2 slices. I actually had artichoke hearts with me. So I made sure to have artichoke hearts. So I did have veggies. I've hit my water goal, actually kind of surpassed it. I'm at like 94 ounces of water, and will actually probably be done for the night because to try to drink more water before I go to bed will just make me wake up in the middle of the night, which has really sort of been one of the biggest struggles, if anything. Like I'm very happy that it's really gotten me to drink my water, like tracking my water daily. I won't go to bed if I don't have my goal reached, but that does mean sometimes I wake up at like midnight or 2:30 or whatever because I have to pee, overshare, but whatever. So that's just as far as that little part is going. I am definitely sticking with the 2 bunnies. I can't say that I really have a new 2 bunny kitchen. I ate pretty healthy in general. So my grocery shopping really didn't change all of that much. I will say one of the things, or actually 2 things I bought recently, and one of them I was thinking of as breakfast options, for the weekend or something, but then realized it's another FFC and I have to figure out the protein that would go with it. And I'm not the kind, I like hard-boiled eggs. Like I don't do a lot of breakfast proteins, but I was very proud of myself. I brought just plain, whatchamacallit, microwave oatmeal. Apple cinnamon is like my favorite. That's what I normally get, but I was like, I can easily add my own cinnamon to it. And I was thinking adding fruit to it, but that's a lot of FFC. So again, I sort of have to figure out where my protein is going to fit in there. I heard someone mention that they actually mix oatmeal with their Greek yogurt. a texture thing for me. I don't know if I would like that, but I'm willing to try it. So we'll see. And then I also, about once a year, maybe every other year, I kind of get on a popcorn kick. And Publix's natural popcorn is my favorite. And it happened to be BOGO a couple of weeks ago. But I honestly haven't even opened up the boxes because, again, I'm cognizant of when I'm having my carbs. And it's not something that I'm going to have at lunch. I could bring them to work and have it as a snack or something like that. And I'm really not going to have it for dinner because I'm trying hard to keep my dinners to just the veggie and the protein. And for the most part, it's actually worked for me. So my mindset, TB Mindset Kitchen, hasn't really changed. Find findings at the grocery store. I did buy lupini beans. I've never had them before. I still haven't tried them yet. They're a veggie protein source. So I just haven't quite figured out how I want to work them into a meal yet, but I do have those. So for me, that's kind of a fun find. And as far as FFCs, for me, I've got staples. Like I buy my bananas. I have frozen fruit. I usually buy as like an FFC for work. I either buy apple. Sometimes I buy clementines or tangerines. Sometimes if there's a good deal on pineapple or something, I'll get pineapple, strawberries, whatever the case might be. But I've been on kind of a Jazz apple kick, or if Kiku apples are available, I'll get those. Every once in a while, I might get Bosc pears because I really like those. And I do have the mix and match guide. Let me see if it will let me switch my screen. There we go. And I really like what she says actually about consistent breakfast, because my breakfast is pretty consistent. It's my shake. What I do in that regards is, for me, I will normally, I can type, throw in a handful of spinach. Shakeology is my my protein. Chocolate Shakeology, if I really want to be specific. My FFC is usually banana. Usually, sometimes I do throw in other frozen fruits, and here I'll even say like frozen fruits, like strawberries, mango, etc. And I do like almond milk as an accessory, and I'll throw in some peanut butter. As an accessory, and that is pretty much my shake on almost a daily basis. Some kind of formula of that, and every once in a while, depending on timing, if I'm shaking up my shake versus blending it, so I would eat my FFC instead of blending it in, I'll actually add cinnamon to my shake. Veggies for me for in here just to, can you tell I can be anal about things? Let me make that capital since everything else is. For lunch, it's usually baby carrots. And I bring hard-boiled eggs with me. My FFCs, like I mentioned, are usually apples, sometimes pears. And what else did I just say? Oh, and or like citrus. I'll put citrus. And accessories, I don't do this too often. I will sometimes do avocado. I've recently, because I've just, so I will do bacon bits. And I've been trying to bring another type of veggie with me, because one serving of veggie isn't really plating it. I kind of need 2 servings, and 10 baby carrots is good tip for lunch. 15 is kind of, or 15 or 20 is kind of overkill. Like I can do 10 at a time. And I think that's just because how I've been eating baby carrots now for the last 4 years is 10 at a time. And you're talking to someone who actually used to sit with a bag of them and a container of Marzetti's ranch dip and practically ate a bag at a time. So things have changed, but I digress. So I have been doing the Brussels sprouts. Like I mentioned, I happened to bring artichoke hearts with me this time. And I don't remember what other veggies I've brought in the past. Oh, I do like, here, I'm just going to add them to this one. Bell peppers, I buy them already sliced. So those are a really great addition for me for lunch. And no, that'll go into Snacktional. And yeah, my protein is just almost always the hard-boiled egg, unless like we happen to get pizza. Snacktional, I do have mozzarella string cheese that I will bring with me sometimes. Sometimes if I need to, I'll go back and have another serving of the baby carrots. I've done the like box of raisins. I've done almonds. Oh my gosh, I'm just still trying to think of what I sometimes have as a snack at work. And like I posted about this morning, one of the things that she has you ask yourself, if you're, in the habit of snacking, is it habit or are you actually hungry? And there have been a couple of times where I've asked myself and I'm like, actually it's the habit of me having a snack at this time and normally drinking my water, the moments past. And then like yesterday, for example, and actually Beach Bar. Yesterday, for example, it really was that I was hungry. And silly me, I didn't bring a snack because I was sort of testing myself. And luckily my office manager had stuff that I could eat. But, it's good to have something on hand just in case it really is hunger. But ask yourself that question. Is it habit or is it hunger? And, water first, of course. And if that helps tide things over, then you don't need it. And of course, if you're so hungry, you know how to Snacktional it. And I don't even normally necessarily plate it as a snack. It depends on how things are at work because they don't like me eating up front. So sometimes it might really just be me grabbing the mozzarella string cheese or something like that, anything to sort of just tide me over. But I do try to get a mix of something in if I can. It really just depends on how things are at work. For dinner, I'm going to put in Brussels sprouts. Isn't it Brussels? I think it's with an S. Brussels sprouts again, because that's one of my favorites. Frozen veggies, especially the California blend, which is the cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots. I eat a lot of carrots. But that's my absolute favorite blend of veggies. But I mean, I like just plain broccoli. I like just plain cauliflower. I get that as well. And what else do I sometimes eat? Oh, squash and zucchini. My protein, I've got beef meatballs in general, but I'm really trying to get beef from now on. Tuna fish. And then it's funny, like, I like chicken, but I don't always cook it at home. But I do happen to have, at least right now in my fridge, I've got frozen cubed chicken. And it is something I will sometimes get, but it's not always a regular. But as far as cooking at home, it is something that I will do. And I should add for the lunch, that was what I had recently, turkey, deli turkey. And I like to just smoked turkey slices. And again, accessory-wise, I might do the bacon bits. You know, I'll do like mayo or olive oil. And here, one of these has to get the artichoke hearts because I do artichoke hearts for dinner too. What else are accessories? I'm brain farting right now. Oh, and actually, and I haven't done this in a while. Let me go back up. Sweet potatoes. I found out during a session, you can actually blend the cooked ones. You can blend into your shake. So I was doing that during 80-day obsession just to sort of get into my containers and make a really kind of hearty meal. But I haven't done that in a bit. And I've got a bag of sweet potatoes ready for me to eat. So like that's my mix and match, you know. So if you've used this, it really is helpful to sort of see like what are you in the mood for eating that day. And if you've got it handy, do you know what? Oh, Brussels sprouts with hard-boiled eggs and avocado throw in or bacon bits thrown in on top or whatever, and have, you know, an apple cut up on the side, and you've got a really, really filling meal. And that was one of the things actually I learned, must have been last week. And that's why I say, like, I try to have the 2 servings of vegetables, because I learned having just the 10 carrots really doesn't fill me up as much as having that second serving. So, and I still lose weight, which is a bonus for me. All right, so we've done that. I don't really eat out all that much, or take out all that much. And then troubleshooting, anyone had bumps in the road? Like I mentioned with my weight, it's been up and down. At one point, like I said, I did get down to 152.2. My goal is to get into the 140s. So I know like having pizza for lunch isn't going to necessarily help that. But getting enough sleep and drinking my water, I know has been very helpful in regards to that. So that's really been it. I haven't had any bumps in the road per se. I am going away for the weekend. I'm flying up to see my family in Baltimore. So I will do my best to stay on track while I'm up there. I don't want it to be a weight gain weekend. And so, yeah, that is really it. If you guys have any questions, if you need troubleshooting, of course, post them in the comments. And I've got to say, so Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, I know definitely don't work for Rachel and Valerie, and it doesn't seem to work for anyone else but me. My only other option is Tuesday night. Like pretty much Monday nights are usually my team calls for Fit and Funky. Thursday I have appointments and stuff like that. Friday I go to services, and then I honor my weekend and your weekend. Like I don't want to be tied into a commitment on the weekend, not even like a Sunday evening, because, you know, like I said, if you're traveling out of town or something like that, now you've got to worry about getting back in time, or, you know, whatever the case might be. I've tried it in the past and it just hasn't worked, and it ends up being more stressful than anything. So let me know in the comments if Tuesday would work for you. And again, 7 p.m., maybe 7:30 works best for me. I go to bed crazy early, and I tend to work out in the evenings. So if I don't manage to have the time before the call, because I have started working out again, then I would be working out after the call, and I don't want to end my workout too late and get to bed too late. So throw it in the comments. Tuesday, yes, or Wednesday, you'll say I'll try to commit to doing Wednesdays, and I'll record the call for the people who really can't come. But this call is for us to all support each other and get to know each other and talk through, you know, these kind of things that we're learning during this program. And here, you don't necessarily need to share screen anymore. So I would prefer to have it when you guys can really participate in it. So let me know. And that is it for now. I am going to go and do some yoga. Have a good night.